So guys, thanks for coming. Championship week here in Ohio State, and a very good gathering yesterday, practice yesterday. We did not do champions this week. We just jumped right into a very good team, an excellent team, Michigan State, and want to do the best job we can to make sure the team is prepared. So obviously some things we still got to work on, but I don't want to ever take away from the rivalry win. One that was a classic that this team finds a way to win, and I'm very appreciative as a coach. There's a very purpose-driven team that they care about each other. If one side of the ball is not playing particularly well, the other side has picked them up over this last 2 years, and this will be the very stiff challenge for us. Excellent defense and a much improved offense that's scored a lot of points. So I'll answer any questions for you.
Open it up, front row, Bill.
I asked you yesterday a little bit about this. The idea that you have to play the week after Michigan, and you feel like this team is equipped to handle that. Why do you feel so strong about that?
All right. Well, the first thing is you feel pretty strong about the leaders on our team. I didn't feel very strong about it back January and February, and I feel very strong about it now. And, it was a very draining, emotional win. It's almost like that 3-hour bus ride home was, whatever it was, 2 and some change. It was a very good opportunity to let it all out of you and get back to what was on Sunday. So I'm concerned about it, but I trust our leaders.
And now that you have a little bit of time to look at Michigan State, what are your dominant impressions of that?
As fine a defense as there is in America. Very good players, excellent scheme, well coached. I have not studied their offense a lot. That's usually on Tuesday. I listen to our coaches, and I just look at statistically what that quarterback and the running back and those guys have done. It's from game one to game 11. There's most improved offense, maybe certainly in the Big Ten, maybe the most improved in America.
Front row left, Doug.
Urban, is there anything, you guys played a close game with Michigan State last year, obviously. Anything learned from that? Or
yeah, I learned quite a bit. I happened to just walk out of the room, and they were very good. We were not very good. I'm not taking anything away from Michigan State because they're excellent, but we're much better at offense. So but that was a street fight last year, and certainly between the tackles, and we have to be ready for that.
And evaluating again, removed from it, the way the defense for Ohio State played on Saturday, I mean, how much better does it have to be this week?
We won't win the game. We won't win that game this time. It's just very simple. We have to play much better.
What was it most of all that concerned you? Was it
our pass defense surfaced again and lack of contact on the quarterback, and we just had some guys running open. It's a combination. If you can say it was one thing, then I'd say it was the one thing. And I trust that we'll get it fixed. I trust these guys will be locked and loaded and have a good week of preparation.
The front row middle, Todd.
Obviously, you guys want to stay at the moment to focus on this game. How difficult is it to do that when there's a lot of outside politics going on? Auburn's athletic director said we get the service an un-American for a one-loss Auburn team not to be there. How difficult is that for you not to want to jump in?
For me,
yeah.
I'll have a comment on Sunday. I mean, we play a game. For someone to ask about something after this game, I mean it's cheap by football team. There'll be no conversation about what happened after this game until after the game. We gotta go watch Michigan State's defense and see if there are any comments about something after this game. So.
Front row right, Austin.
You talked before the season, throughout the season, about how you wanted the offense to be 50-50, run to pass. It seems the last couple of weeks you're getting further away from that.
Yeah.
Concern, or is it just not? I mean, obviously you're running the ball well.
A little concerned. I mean, especially with you see who's coming. I did not anticipate us to run the ball like we did. You know, we have a lot of respect for our rivals' run defense, and if there was some vulnerability shown on film, it was actually in pass defense. But Tom and myself got into a little bit of a rhythm as far as some formations and some ways we were running the ball at them. So we did, we threw a touchdown pass to Jeff Hireman, but we felt like we're getting some big yards per crack, and both Carlos and Braxton were the ball at a very high level. So that's the only reason. There was no other reason other than that.
How important is it to have the complement of Carlos between the tackles and what Braxton can do on the perimeter?
Well, Carlos is pretty good on perimeter too. And then Dauntre, Dauntre and maybe Jay Hall, Jordan Hall. That won't happen this week. We're going to have to get some perimeter runs. And that's, if you have to, probably, I haven't done this stat yet, I will at the end of the year, but half of our yard is perimeter runs too, and not just Braxton. So this will be what you just mentioned, balance. I consider balance, I mean, outside, inside run game, and then obviously short pass and vertical pass. And we have to, this week, we'll have to be very balanced.
Would you want 25% in all four? Maybe we're parsing it from 50-50 down to 25.
I want a W.
Front row, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, along those lines, have you gotten any word from the Big Ten about Dr. Wilson, Marcus Hall, et cetera?
No, we're still in conversation with him, and I know Gene is, when I hear something, we'll hear something.
And championship quarterbacks go about it different ways, but y'all seem to have, I guess, some similar qualities. What do you see about Braxton Miller that tells you he's a championship caliber style quarterback?
Well, the first thing that we look at, I actually learned this from Jeff Tedford when we had come, when I was a young coach and wanted to hear from a quarterback coach. What's the first thing you go look for? Number one is competitive spirit. And that's what I see out of Braxton Miller. He's an extreme competitor right now. I think he's always been a very good competitor. I think he's crossed that threshold, so he's an extreme competitor right now. And that's the first thing you look at. The second thing is toughness. He's a tough guy. And you can't play quarterback at this level with what we expect a quarterback to do without a tough guy. So without question, those are the two characteristics. I've coached a couple of championship quarterbacks. And competitive spirit and toughness are the first two things.
And one other quick, on their team, number 28, Danico's Allen, or however he pronounces it, he seems to show up in a lot of frames.
Fast, yeah.
Talk about what he brings to their defense.
Well, there's a lot of key components. The middle linebacker is a great player, and you can tell he's the coach on the field. They got a quick twitch defensive end as their pass rusher. And this guy, the Will linebacker, is an extremely talented, fast athlete that runs down plays.
Front row left, Rusty.
Players always say after the Michigan game that they laid it all out, they didn't have anything left. Are your players beat up a little bit? Are they spent from that?
I don't think so. I didn't get that feel. I got, they beat up on the defensive side because we gave up too many yards. I think it was a very physical game. But we played, I think, Iowa, I think the team up north, and I think we've had some bruisers because we turned in that kind of style of offense, which is the kind of offense we want to be. I think they're sore, and I got to be smart this week what we do. But as far as energy and focus, and like throwing the fact that it's finals week here at Ohio State this week too. I mean, we got to be really efficient with our time with these guys.
Along the same lines of finals week and all the other distractions, if the Big Ten were to come down with something further penalties, would that be how big of a blow would that be?
Well, it'd be a blow. But we functioned okay. We ran for 400 yards last week. We got good players, and the next guy in. I'm very disappointed and angry that happened. It's not us. It's not Ohio State. It's not them. That's what they did. So we're just going to move on, and what happens. We'll fully support the Big Ten, and we're good soldiers who go and learn from it.
Back row, Bill Livingston.
Urban, with all the scrutiny that's gone on here, with your past and the off-season problems, do you feel it's a double standard in a case that seems to be worse than anything that happened here in the off-season? Florida State has been underground for so long. It's not been close to.
I haven't really followed any. Do I feel there's a double standard? I don't think so. I really don't. I think people get disappointed. They hear that I don't really read much and listen much. And I go to work and I go home. So I think when you're in a position where your team is winning games and things are happening, you got to be very, you got to watch how your team behaves. You got to make sure that things are in order. And I like to think we do. So.
Second row, middle, Bob.
Yeah, Urban, I'm curious, like, you used to always hear coaches say defense wins big games, and I know college football changed a lot. Could you Did you ever think that was true, and is that,
Oh,
you think it's still true with the offenses the way they are?
Yeah, we've, 12 years been head coach, I want to say we've always had. The last 2 years have been, because we're growing, we had some personal issues and new staff and some, but yeah, you look at, the 40 years that we won national champion, we're top 5 in American defense. At Utah, we're always top teams in American defense. And to reach the level that Ohio State expects, we need to play better on defense. So absolutely, we believe in that. And we spend a lot of time, devote a lot of resources to our defense.
And does that, particularly since Michigan State has such a good defense, does that concern you in this?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Far left, Matt. Last 2 questions, folks.
Wondering about Michigan State defensively and Coach D'Antonio. They seem to do a lot of different things that are very aggressive. How much of a mental game is this on Braxton and your offense?
It's not real overcomplicated. That's where I think they do an excellent job. They make everything look alike, and they're very well coached as far as gap control, and you don't see many big plays against them. I want to say there's been, I don't want to give you a number because it's probably wrong, a very minimal amount of explosive plays against them. And so it's not so much the scheme, it's the toughness and the fundamentals of the kids playing that scheme. And that's really like any, someone would say, boy, the spread offense is hard to defend. No, it's not. If you have really bad players who don't play very well, it's not that hard to defend. This style of defense, I can imagine there's been many, many people trying to copy it. And that's a credit to their coaching staff and their players, because they're at a different level right now.
And far right, Clay.
Coach, Braxton seems to be trending up. Do you think he's a Heisman caliber quarterback?
Oh.
We're down to the last chance to prove it.
Yeah, I think he's got to prove it, and this is a great opportunity for him. I think, I know he missed some games. I can't remember how it seemed like 6 years ago that he hurt his knee. But I think he's Heisman worthy. I can't compare him to the other guys because his stats probably aren't as good. I haven't looked at that. But I think I've been around a Heisman Trophy quarterback. I certainly think Braxton's in that conversation.
You think he'll get invited?
I have no idea. I have not looked at anything. I'll do that probably next week.
Coach,
Thanks,
you
guys.
very much.